Welcome back to the Artie Lange Show. My next guest has been on here before, a friend of mine. Real funny comic, Philly kid. Just came off a college tour.
Yeah.
And had some fun doing that. Dave Temple. What's up, Dave?
Hey, man. How you doing?
So what college did you do?
Oh, man. MCLA was like Massachusetts College of Liberal Arts. Another bunch of liberal arts school. Massachusetts.
So you did New England area?
Yeah.
Was that fun?
Worcester, Massachusetts, places like that. Yeah, like small towns that you parachute in.
Right.
The show starts at 8 o'clock and the traffic lights are already blinking. You know, it's just, it's done, you know? So
That's how you build your chops with it, though.
Yeah,
honestly. Yeah. Was it the same? How many comics did you
Two. Just two.
Oh, okay, that's good. I mean, that colleges can be either a bunch of fun or a nightmare because the political correctness with colleges are. Did they have a deaf interpreter on stage? Because I've done a couple where they do that. We just mentioned that before.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, and it's brutal, you know. Because if there's no deaf people there, the guy's not needed.
Yeah.
So you don't know what. It's just ridiculous.
None of it's
and
needed.
As most comics, you can't not react to that. You know.
Right. And it's like stuff when they tell you stuff you're not supposed to say.
What do they tell you? What do they go through?
Most of the stuff was PG-13. Like I did one school in it was called a Holy Cross. It was like way up in central New York.
Yeah.
And like he stopped me before I went on stage. Like, okay, like no jokes about like the Catholic priests and pedophilia. Which all right, I don't have anything on that. But
but still, it's like that's when you make a comic want to write something about that.
Right. You know, it's like my opening line was about to be like, dude, they told me coming in not to say this, and I don't know why.
It's hard not to. Yeah.
Do you guys even find that funny? You know, and here's why it's not funny. And then you just going on a 10-minute bit about why pedophilia is not funny. But
yeah, like you need me to tell you that.
Yeah. But
don't do that, guys. Don't participate in pedophilia.
They know better though. They're not really handing the check over before you go on stage anymore.
No, you're right. Were they good crowds?
Yeah, all but one. So I think I did 5 schools.
Dude, you're batting 1,000 if all but 1 and 5 were good.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. And this one, it was weird. It was designed to fail. I think it was just late. It was in, like, the cafe of the school.
Yeah.
And the kids were coming in, like, they had food on a tray, but the kids were just coming in and putting food on the tray and then walking out.
Really?
So it was like 5 minutes after the show was supposed to start where they were kind of like, hey, guys, don't take the food if you're not sticking around for the show. So now they were kind of making people sit down. You know what I mean? It's just like,
you're telling the crowd what to do.
Yeah.
Some of those, like I've done college gigs where, it's in the cafeteria. The frat will set it up. They can't get the theater, though, so it's in the cafeteria. And there's other things going on. Like people are actually eating, studying. Like people are studying in a corner of the cafeteria, and you're like, trying not to talk about pedophilia.
Yeah.
With a bad sound system. Were the sound systems any good?
No, surprisingly, they were all good. I didn't have any problems with any sound systems or anything like that. But these were like a cakewalk compared to some of the stuff I've done before.
Right. Like what's a nightmare thing that's been?
Cheney University, and I'll say that by name. I had a girl breastfeeding a child in the front row.
Where's Cheney University?
Cheney is in the suburbs of Philadelphia.
So what do you do now? What do you do? How do you react to that?
You know what? I didn't react
bring it up?
first.
Yeah, is that something you can talk about?
Here's the sad part. I wasn't going to. I wasn't going to do anything on it. I was just going to do my jokes, get my money, and leave. Right. She starts heckling me.
Oh, no.
I'm not funny to her. And as she's sitting there, she's just, boo, we'll bring the next comedian on. And it's just really, and you don't want to take the obvious shot as far as, sweetie, you're not going to make it. You know what I mean? But because that's not funny.
Is she a student?
Yeah, she was a student. Yeah, and
she's double tasking.
So you didn't say anything?
By the time she started heckling me, I'd already lost. Yeah. They already ganged up on me. They were yelling at me about weird stuff. He doesn't have a wife beater on under his sweater. I can see his nipples. Like that has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. They had already ganged
Interesting heckle right there.
Yeah.
But talk about a multitasker. She's at school. Breastfeeding. Let me catch a comedy show.
Yeah.
Let me catch a, and while she's at a comedy show, taking the time to heckle.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a woman with a lot on her mind.
I know. I don't know if there's any chance she's...
Well, no, dude, I've been around. That's never happened to me.
That's more common now, though. That's more common.
Breastfeeding in the front row?
Just children at the shows on colleges. I did Shippensburg.
Terrible.
I did Shippensburg University a week after the Plan B fiasco. Do you guys know about that? They covered that on SNL and everything. The fact that they were at experimental school, putting Plan B in the vending machines on campus.
Right.
And there were 2 kids there that had their kids in, like, they're on campus, but they have kids with them. And they're at the comedy show. You know?
Yeah. Plan C is having your child murdered. Well, listen, but I've been around having someone in the front row breastfeeding. That's never happened.
Yeah.
That's extraordinary. Now, I don't know how much you follow sports stuff. Did you see the new penalty in the NFL? If you say the N-word.
No saying the N-word.
That's a lot of yards, too, 15 yards. How do you feel about that?
I feel like the games are going to be like this next season. We're just going to see a lot of flags thrown for no reason. You know what I mean? Like
that's what's in the first. I can't wait for the first guy who. Well, you're a Philly guy. It's sort of part of the origin of this has to be the Riley Cooper situation.
I was never offended by the Riley Cooper situation.
Yeah.
I mean, did they get a different color flag for that one? Is it just going to be a black flag?
It's pink. It's totally politically correct because it's a pink flag for breast cancer awareness. I mean, don't you think it's coddling a little bit? Like, let's let these guys play it out. Like, if you say the N-word, you get your ass kicked. How about that? Now, 15 yards.
Yeah, I mean,
what ref is going to call that?
And the fact that you're like. When they read the announcement as far as what the penalty is for, what does the ref say?
What is it called?
What is it?
A personal foul.
I think just personal foul.
Saying the N-word without the with the A.
We need to know what happened, and the ref should have to say it.
Saying "go," not "go." Yeah, you bring up a good point. If it's "go," maybe it's 10 yards. If it's ER, maybe it's 15.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a lot. It's a hefty amount of yardage.
Yeah, 15 is hard.
No, you have to be like trained in linguistics to differentiate at certain points whether it's the soft.
What if they go to the instant replay and try to read the lips?
It's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous.
But that was like the same thing. I remember when and then not to change gears, but remember when I think it was Kobe that got fined for mouthing I guess, should I say the F word?
He mouthed the F word to who, a ref?
He was talking to another player.
Oh, okay.
But
like
they fined him for that, huh?
He said F you or something?
No, the gay slur.
I'm sorry. Gay slur.
He called another, the player. But
he did.
It wasn't audible. It was
he got fined.
The replay as it's going to commercial, and you can read his lips clearly. They just happen to be focused on Kobe.
Well, it's the same thing. I guess it's the same type of thing.
But my thing was, okay, like...
Well, how do you react to that?
Right, and who is offended? You know what I mean? Like, are gay guys really sitting around watching the NBA going...
Well, there's one guy in it, though. Now, so if you said it to a guy like Jason Collins, though, then what do you do? See, that's interesting. Because then it could be offensive. But, I mean, you're getting into such a convoluted area.
Don't be a jerk.
Right.
You know?
That's the whole...
I don't want that word. I don't like that word. Don't say it. That's what you could say.
It's a very complicated situation. I never knew that story about Kobe. When did that happen?
This was right before the Tracy Morgan thing. You know what I mean? So it was around that time when,
Tracy's like, Kobe said, what the hell with it?
Yeah, they were getting that power, though. You know what I mean? No one could say the word.
Tracy
took
it to another level. Like he does. If you read the whole Tracy quote, it was... But, again, that's the whole thing with comics. It used to be in the old days, if it was midnight at a club in Kansas City, it was just you and the 300 people in that club. You could say whatever you want to get your check, get off stage, get that. Now with phones and everything, it's you and the whole world. They'll tape it, they'll tweet it, whatever, and then it's hard.
I think it was Robert Schneider had a great story about him doing a show and getting high with Snoop before he went on stage.
Schneider?
Yeah.
The actor. Well, the guy from the Sandler movies. Robert Schneider. Yeah, he does stand-up, right?
But he got completely obliterated to the point where he zoned out on stage.
Because he smoked weed with Snoop?
He smoked weed with Snoop backstage, but he said this was right before the camera phone era. You know what I mean? And he realized, like, what could have happened if camera phones were as relevant, because he said he literally spaced out on stage for like 7 minutes.
Right.
And they had to wrap it up and just come get. He's just standing at the microphone.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
If you could blacking out and performing. Like, I woke up and in a strange city in the Midwest, realizing the night before I spoke publicly, and I don't remember what I said. Like, what did I say? And, listen, everybody has a phone and a camera now. And if that was a situation where me and my buddies were going out in the late 80s and everyone had, the videotape on me would be, I don't know what I did.
Yeah.
And I don't want to know.
Oh, good for you. Your fan base probably had it on tape, but broke it that night by accident.
Oh.
You getting in a cab or something.
No, I think, see, you're a younger comic. I think your generation has it way harder, man. It's more pressure because everything you do is on tape. It really seems that way. But someone's taping you.
No press is negative press these days, though. You know what I mean? Whatever it takes to get your name. Like, even this guy, what's the basketball player that's saying he came out?
Oh, Jason Collins.
Jason Collins, all right. He gets a 10-day contract for that. But he was about to retire before he made that announcement, right?
Right.
He was pretty much done. No one was willing to re-sign him.
He came out last year when he wasn't signed and it was a story and people thought he was done.
Right.
Yeah.
And now he gets picked up for a 10-day contract. That's long enough to get some sort of endorsement. I don't know what GBLT might have for him. Maybe there is some sort of homophobia alarm that they're about to market. Like, he can show that. Like, I use this in the locker room.
It's my Uncle Tony's voice.
Yeah.
We got to take a break. You got anything you're plugging tonight?
No, not at the moment.
Twitter? What's Twitter?
My Twitter is I'm Dave Temple. I'm doing a bunch of like bar shows. I'm just trying to make the mortgage just
I'm Dave Temple is Twitter, though.
Yeah.
You can find
the letters I, the letters M, and then Dave Temple.
You can find it on that. We'll be back with Dave after these words. Easy. Hey. We good? You all right?
What just happened there?
James was heckling us over here.
What happened?
James was heckling me and the twins over here before.
That's not like James.
Who was heckling?
No, it is totally him.
Oh, James was. What was he saying?
Yeah. He was saying how something about Liz's scarf and something about my hair.
Well, clearly, it made a mark on you. You can't even remember.
No. He said something about my hair.
I want to ask Dave this. Dave, you're a younger comic. Mike, of course, isn't. He's 52.
Jeez.
He lives at home. But Mike just tweeted this out on February 17th. Would you ever tweet out something that sounded this desperate? Looking for a great agent to get me to tour nationally and get me great legit TV and film work. Must have guts, balls, and be a big risk taker.
Yeah, but you know what, though? You got to go for it.
He's doing the right thing.
On Twitter, Mike? You don't want that on Twitter.
Yeah. My comedy friends would tear me apart.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're doing.
So they're doing right by you're doing the right thing, but my friends have put me in a shell where nope, can't do this at all.
Mike, on Twitter, what are you going to get on Twitter?
Yeah, did you get the desired response?
No, but you don't know who's watching, who's listening, or anything in this.
No, you do.
That's my exact point.
There's a followers column.
No, but you know what, though?
Mike, he's making an excellent point.
Well, I'll put it this way, Artie.
You've actually, but you see, his followers count as 9,000 people.
A lot of agents.
Take the time and go through it.
He follows 8,000 people.
A lot of agents are A-whites.
No, he follows 9,000 people. He has 8,000 followers.
I never understood that. So, when you follow that many people, what do you see on your timeline?
That's a good question, Mike. We were looking at your followers list. Do we have some of that? Like who Mike is following? You're following the Staten Island community of parks or something?
No, Staten Island Boys Community Basketball League.
I've seen a couple of the games. They're great.
Why do you follow me?
Yeah, what did they tweet that's interesting?
Yeah, what do you mean you've seen a couple of games? You don't leave the house for anything.
Oh, I've seen that game. No, I've never seen that games. You're right. I'm only breaking.
But Mike, why are you following? You follow 9,000 people.
Well, if somebody cool follows me, I want to follow them back.
Maybe they have a good manager. That's what he's looking for.
Okay.
Do we have any of those
agents? Are better. Agents are much better than managers.
Looking for a great agent. First of all, Mike, what agent is gonna? You don't have any period or question marks or quotation.
Well,
there's no punctuation. It's a run-on sentence.
There's a capital A in
Well, you know what
balls.
though? Half of them. Half of them are
Why is there
anyway,
a capital A in balls?
Because he means it. He means it.
Okay, that's a good point.
Well, half of them are idiots anyway, so who cares?
You don't want to cater to that.
And there's no comma there, so it could be must have guts balls.
Did Dan call me out of this? I think so, right?
Did I
We
call
were
you?
just noticing that all of you. Yeah, he said Dan. We were just noticing that you follow a ton of people. We looked at some of them, and it was very disconcerting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think Dan.
Shane, do we have any others?
Well, I mean, we covered a lot of them.
Yeah.
We had everything from the Mutts Nuts.
What is that?
I have no idea who they are.
His thing says, I love chloroform, duct tape, and evening strolls in the park. So it goes from that to sluttyvirgin.com. But then to the Christian Post, the Pittsburgh Downtown Community Development Corporation.
Pittsburgh downtown.
Okay, you know what? I think I know what he's doing here. I
What's
think
he
I know what
doing, Dave? What's he
he's
doing?
like. If he's on a website and they have a link to click to follow them, he's just clicking on stuff. For him to have,
Is that it? Is
what
that
was
what
the
you're
one
doing?
that slutty? What was it? Slutty what?
Sluttyvirgins.com.
He was clearly on their website, and it's like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and he's like, okay, why not?
Like,
You know?
wait, you're following their orders. Like us. You're going, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but there are a lot of sheeple on Twitter too, though. So
A lot of what?
sheeple.
What's that mean, Mike? Sheep like followers?
Yeah.
And what are you? You're the ultimate sheeple.
You're following a
You're the
porn
ultimate
website.
one. You're following everybody.
Yeah, but how many other people follow them too? You never know.
What does that mean, what you just said?
They probably got.
I cannot imagine more fun than following me and the guys.
What you just said, what does
Yeah,
that
but
mean?
anybody, it's good to follow anybody that has a lot of followers too, though.
Does anyone in your life of any meaning challenge what you say? Does anyone
always
ever go,
does.
what does that mean, what you just said?
It's good to follow people that have a lot of followers. Too.
What does that mean?
It means that people will be seeing.
Why
you
is
tweet
it good?
If you tweet at them, then people.
So
will
the
see stuff.
Pittsburgh Community Center has a lot of followers?
They might. I don't know.
Can Dave explain these two then?
Yeah, Dave.
We have at sexting pics, but then, which doesn't seem crazy, but then at vag poop.
Vag poop?
You follow vag poop?
I have no. I don't know.
You follow vag poop?
It wasn't my poop.
Corners of the you were on some
Wait,
corners
listen.
of the internet.
He follows Vag Poop and the Staten Island Boys Recreation. You don't have to be a detective.
You know, you
Figure out what's going on.
Mike, Mike,
It wasn't my poop.
I'm gonna help you out, Mike. You need 2 separate Twitter accounts. That's what you need. You need a second Twitter account.
You're going to
right?
need 2 separate legal teams.
Mike,
Oh my God.
Mike, if Judd Apatow retweeted something from you, you would miss it. You've got so many
No,
followers.
I would have never missed him. Never. I'm on top of guys like.
What
never.
does vag
You're
poop
right on top
tweet out?
of, you're right on top of Judd Apatow.
No, not like that. I mean, you know.
What are the chances of Judd Apatow tweeting you something that he wants you in a movie?
You don't know who's watching you on anything.
Yeah, but that's not how Judd Apatow's
do,
going to
though.
contact you.
No,
if he wanted you in
John,
the
because
movie.
People see you all the time. You never know who's going to call you.
But they're not going to contact you through Twitter.
They'll contact wherever it happens. It happens.
Yeah, keep the hope alive, Mike. 'Cause don't let him discourage you from that.
There's
Because
another tweet there. Did you see the second one?
Which one?
It's next
Oh,
page.
wait, it's on the next page. Let's see. Well, Dave is good at deciphering. Dave's very good at talking this language. Okay, right. How famous do I have to... Okay, tell me what your comedy friends would say about this, Dave. How famous do I have to be to have hot chicks ripping off my clothes and giving me some?
in his defense, he got 3 retweets and 6 favorites on that. Okay,
From dudes.
Tweet a lot on Facebook.
Mike, is that a serious question?
Yeah.
nah, dude, that's one of those just
I
late
just having
night.
fun.
Oh, yeah, you don't know Mike.
Oh no, wait a minute.
don't
That's
know Mike. He's-
4:57 in the afternoon.
You don't know, Mike. That's a very serious 4:57 in the afternoon.
Oh man, and this is like,
Take this one. That's a late night.
I know. And this was recent. Like, I'm trying to think. This was February 22nd.
Yeah.
So something was going on that made you feel this way. What were you watching at the time? Remember?
No, I forgot.
No, you had to be watching something like.
He was looking in the mirror.
Probably watching Full Metal Jacket. Those kind of movies get me like, you know.
What is that music? He's watching
They get
Shaft
you
for Black
riled up?
History Month.
Rip your clothes off.
Well, if somebody tweeted you, Mike, we both have a long way to go. So he's like trying to.
Well, yeah, but maybe he's probably a jerk off.
Mike,
What?
he's being
Why would
very
you
nice.
say that?
That's
He's
the nicest
responding to
response.
you.
Humoring you.
Ridiculous tweet. Yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. It's the nicest response to a tweet like that. How famous do I have to be to have hot chicks ripping off my clothes? As famous as Jonah Hill, pretty much.
Jonah gets some nice tail.
Back after this. Welcome back to the Artie Lange Show. Dave Temple. I'm Dave Temple. I'm Dave Temple on Twitter. And Dave seems to talk the Twitter language, and Boschetti, we couldn't really figure out. Boschetti's
out what
making
he's up
some
to.
joke. Boschetti, if someone follows Vag Poop, you say, what comedians do they follow? And this makes sense. He follows Pauly Shore. We just found out he follows
really?
someone called Vag Poop and Pauly Shore.
I love Paulie, man. He's awesome.
Dave, does that make total sense to you?
What, that goes with the two of them?
That he loves Pauly Shore?
Yeah, based on the description of vag poop. Like,
Dude, you love Pauly Shore, Mike?
Yeah.
Harold Ramis is not in his grave yet, and he's already spinning.
I think he's funny, though.
What about Pauly Shore do you love, Mike?
I love the Chino Man. Some of his movies were great. I love
Shut his mic off.
The Chino Man? Did he just say the Chino Man?
And Chino Man.
Al Pacino, man. I have to. The Casino Man, yeah. That was brilliant bit. Well, listen, so do you mind, maybe writing us? Or maybe you should come in like once a month and just like give us your...
Interpretation.
I want you to follow him if you can.
Are we
on
giving
Twitter.
Mike a free follow?
Would you
I'll follow him on
buddy.
Twitter.
Follow Dave if you can.
Thank you, Dave.
Yeah.
And Dave will follow you. And Dave, give us an analysis.
And we'll just send some stuff into the show's Twitter to be like, what he means is. So we'll clean it. Just out of curiosity, too, vag poop, how many followers do they have?
Yeah, that's the scary thing. More than Pauly Shore.
They have 426 followers.
Do you realize the cult following you're a part of right now?
Are you sure you're not looking at Mike's weight?
Oh, man.
James,
I tell you, it's sure not looking at Mike's weight, I gotta tell you, this guy. It's a little heavy is what I'm saying. This guy.
Dan gave me the evil eye. I knew he was up to something over there before when he's on that.
Dan or Dave?
Dan gave me the evil eye.
No, I was looking because the way you had your headsets on, you looked like a woman. And I mentioned something.
What woman?
Oh, did that turn you on?
Yeah, what woman?
No.
Oh, you mean Mimi on Drew Carey?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
I said to Shane, I go, who does he look like? He looks like a woman. And then
Oh, do we have that?
Yeah, they'll put it.
You look like you look like the character Mimi if she put on a bunch of weird makeup.
Kathy Kenny, yeah.
Look at
Oh, man. They've been making the same
shirt.
face.
Your shirt looks like her.
Yeah.
So, Dan, what do you got coming up there? You doing any gigs? You got on the road or what?
Yeah. Well, I'm actually gonna head down. I'm doing a week in Philly where I'll be knocking out some venues down there. One that's actually called The Venue.
I was gonna say, what rooms do you play in Philly?
The venue on February 27th.
Okay.
March 5th, I will be at a place called Warm Daddies down in South Philly as well.
Warm Daddies? That sounds like fun.
Yeah. They've been shut down and relocated a few places. So, it's always a good time. Any place that shuts down and opens up somewhere else, that's always good.
People always say to me from like Midwest or West Coast, they say, how do you get a good pizzeria in New York if the guy's under indictment, if the owner's under indictment? It's great pizza. So
That's a good point there.
Warm Daddies has been shut down, I'm going to go with that.
Yeah.
Where's the current location, do you know?
It's in what we call like the Delaware River Park. It's on Delaware Avenue. It's a complex. It's like a movie theater and some restaurants and laser
Google
tag
map
and
it.
all this stuff down there. Yeah, I'll be down there.
Again, but okay, so I'm Dave Temple.
Yeah.
Is Twitter, and dude, hilarious. Come back anytime.
Yeah.
Follow Mike.
I'm gonna follow Mike. Mike, I'm gonna send you a video to watch. I think you'll get on board with this. It's called Babe Ruth Time Traveler. All right.
Oh, cool.
It's a project that me and my friends did. It's a short film, 22 minutes long. All right. I know it'll be right up your alley.
I love time
Babe
travel.
Ruth Sandra. So thanks, Dave Temple. Come back anytime, brother.
Take it easy.
Sam Morrell and Joe Mackey, Sunday nights at Caroline's. Check them out. Casey Stern, always great. Richard Roper, thanks so much for your take on Howard Ramis. My name's Artie Lange. We're back. See you tomorrow night. Take care. Brush your hair.
The Artie Lange Show, weeknights on Audience, only on DirecTV.